Hey, what's going on, everybody? I want to talk about the growing trend of artists, especially hip hop artists, going independent. And I've said for the last 2 years, I think within the next 5 years, we're going to see a high abundance of artists becoming independent, especially with white rappers. And I say white for a reason. Rappers like Mac Miller doing very good independently, and then you have artists like Chief Keef that did pretty good independently, but decided to sign with a major record label. And I think one thing that people fail to realize when it comes to that, especially artists out there, every artist is not meant to be independent. I've said before that a lot of times you have talent is not keep you sustained. Talent is just you have talent, but it takes a lot more to be I would say a professional artist and someone who is successful. It takes a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of dedication along with the talent that you have. But there's a lot of artists out there that have a lot of talent but don't have the work ethic, and that's very important. Whereas we'll have artists out here that just looking at hip hop for an example, not very lyrical, not very creative, just don't contain that much talent, but they have a real strong work ethic, so they're able to put their work out there in abundance and make 2-3 songs a day where their name is being pushed out there a lot more than the actual artist that has talent. And that's what record labels look for. They look for someone first that has a buzz but has their own fan base and has a great work ethic, because a lot of times these record labels now, they're very cautious about artists they fund and artists they invest money into, and that's basically what major record labels do. And as far as contracts, you sign with them and you more or less become a partner. A lot of times artists will get signed to a major record label and they think, okay, now I can just sit back and do my music, and it doesn't work like that. A lot of times when you have that type of mindset, you get shelled. But going back to the whole independent artist thing, I think what a lot of artists need to really think of is nothing wrong with being independent, because you can collect most of your money. You can have, I would say, more creative control with your art, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that come with that. To make money, it takes money to make money. When it comes to studio time, when it comes to getting your songs mixed and mastered, doing shows, promoting yourself, marketing, all that type of stuff costs money. And a lot of times, if you're an independent artist and you're not making no money like that, it's hard for you to really get off of your feet. So having an actual deal could help you a lot as far as the funding. Now, I think what's very important that a lot of artists should really think about is the actual contract you sign. And I stress that a lot. A lot of new artists sign these bogus contracts and don't really know what they're getting into. They don't know about percentages that come out of the album. They don't know how the business aspect works. They don't know about the label funding for touring, whether it's your bus or your clothing or videos or marketing or distribution things that you have to deal with when you're releasing a record. So all that type of stuff costs money. A lot of times that's within the contract, but a lot of artists, it might be artists straight out the hood, and a record company come by and say, okay, you're hot, we want to sign you to our label, and we're willing to offer you $700,000, or you might even get up to $1 million. I think like Chief Keef, he got signed for $1 million. And somebody coming out the hood or a disimpoverished area, they're like, shit, I've never seen that money in my life. So of course they're going to be quick to sign that dotted line, be signed to a label, because that makes artists exciting. That labels are actually looking at them and want to work with them. And on top of that, you have peanuts in your pocket. You want to get your mom out the hood. You want to live the so-called glamorous life. So it's very persuasive to a lot of independent artists that don't have money, but a lot of times you get stuck in a hole doing that. You have certain things that are being taken out of your budget that you're not aware of, and that's why I always say, if you're going to sign with a major label, make sure you have a lawyer look over your contract. Make sure you fully understand the ins and outs and the outs and ins of a contract, because there's a lot of things in there that a lot of artists really don't understand. They end up, you know, point blank period, getting fucked in the ass at the end of the day. So, you know, I always stress that. But, you know, as an independent artist, I think it's important to have an open mind to signing with a major label, or maybe a label that's, you know, getting off of their feet. And that could be good too, because you can call more shots on your own. Because if it's a record label that's trying to get off their get on their feet and trying to become a major record label, a lot of times they're willing to negotiate more. What as far as besides a record label like a Def Jam or Interscope or Arista and so on, because those are well established record labels. So, you know, they pretty much have their standard contract they want to offer certain artists, and it's really no negotiating on it, you know. So, you know, that's my whole opinion on the whole independent artist thing. But it's not for everybody, and I think a lot of artists really need to take that into consideration. It's not for everybody, and some artists, you don't need a major label. You know, you can do it on your own. You save up some money, you know, start getting on your grind, start to market yourself, and you don't need a label. But then there's artists out there that do need labels, and I think it's just important to have an open mind on both sides of the fence. Don't be so opposed to being independent because you want the glamour and the fame, and you want, you know, the music video, and then don't be so opposed to a major record label because you don't want to deal with the politics, or you don't want to have to deal with contracts, or, you know, coming to a mutual agreement on certain things. So it's all about just knowing what's right for you. But you guys give me your feedback. Let me know what those who are hip-hop heads out there, you don't care about hip-hop or music in general, just don't even comment. But those who are hip-hop heads, or you know, just enjoy music in general and see a lot of these artists going independent, that being the big trend right now, give me your thoughts. Do you think that's something that will last? Do you think it's something that's valuable or good for artists? Give me your opinion. But I'm out. Peace.